I'm Tim Barkley with Charleston Home and Design Magazine, and we're out on Daniel Island talking to Phillip Smith with Phillip W. Smith General Contractors. How you doing, Phillip?
I'm doing great, thank you.
Good, good. And also project manager for Phillip W. Smith General Contractor, BJ Park. How you doing, BJ?
Doing well, thank you.
Great, great. Phillip, first of all, thank you for inviting us out and having us out here. We're standing in front of a beautiful custom-built home on Daniel Island. About how big a house is this?
It's right around 5,500 square feet.
5,500 square feet?
Right.
Yeah, conditioned space, great. And when was the home built?
We finished it in 2010.
2010. Okay, good deal. We're looking at the front of the house. What I wanted to do is ask you if you could tell us some of the general features for the exterior of the house before we go inside.
General features on the exterior would include all copper roof, copper chimney cap, solid mahogany doors, impact rated, hurricane rated windows and doors, real cedar shake siding. Real brick. We're in a V-zone, which made it a little difficult. We had to do some breakaway elements with that.
What's a V-zone?
V-zone is a coastal application where there could be a surge from a storm where you could get some scouring of the soils around the project. So they make it's one of the most stringent zones to build a house in.
Gotcha. Okay.
And on this particular project, we tried to lower the house. As you can tell, the house drops down about 2 feet off the road to keep the element of the brick and everything as low as it could be, so that it shows a lot better that way, which was a challenge in itself.
Did that create any challenges as far as drainage or anything like that goes?
It did. It did. We had to add quite a bit of drainage around the project and address problem areas while we were building it, along with guttering, which we do almost on every project, guttering everything off the front of the property and around to the back.
Gotcha. Okay, I was. You can't help but notice those interesting rafter tails up near the roof line with the nice radius. Tell us about those.
Well, some of the architects seem to be liking them a lot these days, and they do get expensive. Putting that many on a house when they're solid Spanish cedar, things like that. We were able to, on this project, laminate some wood together and save quite a bit of money, creating that false bracket look here, which in turn helps save money for the homeowner too.
So they're not structural. They're more just for the appearance then. Absolutely,
they're all decorative.
Gotcha. And the rafter tails, what you're saying is instead of taking a solid 4x4 piece and bringing it down, you're actually taking two by pieces and then laminating them together?
That's correct. Yeah, instead of using a 4x12 piece of Spanish cedar and cutting it out of that, we used two 2x12s, laminated those together, and we're able to achieve the same look the architect wanted, but at about a quarter of the cost.
I'll bet these days that was something that the homeowner really appreciated, the option of being able to save some money here and there without compromising the overall look.
Absolutely. I haven't met a homeowner that didn't appreciate them saving money and still achieving the high level of architectural detail in a home.
Was that something that the architect suggested, or something that you as the builder suggested as a way to help the homeowner save money?
No, we did it. It's just one of the things we try to do value engineering on every aspect of the home while we're pricing it out and building it to achieve the the level of architectural design and the homeowner's anticipation, but try not to waste money anywhere in the house. I mean, it costs too much to build a home these days.
Right, right. BJ, what you were the project manager here. You were here on a daily basis. What stands out in your mind as you think back to the construction of this beautiful custom home?
Really just the group of people that we work with on a daily basis coming to create the design, spending time with the homeowners to make sure they're getting exactly what they want, as far as the design aspect of it goes. Basically creating a lot of mock-ups just to give them a visual of what we're doing in every area before we actually continue on. Just the working relationship is the biggest thing that stands out with me, as far as our subcontractors and all, along with the homeowners.
Right. Now you mentioned that drainage was one of the challenges here. Being in a V zone created a challenge. Were there any other challenges in this project that come to mind that you can talk about?
There's lots of challenges from the start to the beginning, especially in a V zone, with just from the structural standpoint of building the homes the way we do now underneath the new building codes. Becomes a challenge with putting so much steel and extra framing materials compared to what we used to be able to do 10 years ago. By itself, that is a challenge, and then trying to incorporate the mechanical aspects into the home, from the air conditioning where the ductwork is this big around and you only have that much room to work with. Those things are challenges that you try to work out before you start, but are always faced with quite a few of them during the process that need to be, evaluated and reworked out in order to make sure that the finished product performs at, the level everybody anticipated.
Gotcha. Is there anything else here in the exterior that you'd like to point out before we move inside?
I can't think of anything else that we haven't talked about. It's just 90% of the wood and materials we bought for the house are within a 500-mile proximity to the site, which keeps the house very green, which is very important these days.
Was this a LEED certified home?
We don't spend the money to do the certification, but if you take and evaluate it on one of their spreadsheets, it falls in the silver, gold, or platinum series of homes. So, as far as a homeowner, I haven't had too many homeowners want to pay the extra money to get them certified. So we know that we're building a certified home to one level or another, and it's good enough for us, and it seems to be good enough for everybody else.
There you go. Okay, well, let's head on inside then. Okay. All right, we're walking inside this beautiful Daniel Island custom home, and I'm immediately struck by these 12-foot ceilings we have here.
The barrel vault is a little bit higher than 12 foot. Everything in the house, I think it's
like 11.6.
11. Yeah, it's not quite 12 foot. Okay. We had height restrictions to work with, so we had to cut the first floor down to 6 inches.
Gotcha. Okay, so we've got. Describe the the barrel-shaped ceiling that we're looking at here.
Well, this one's a little unique. We hadn't built one like this before, where we did a groin vault as we're standing underneath, which is a barrel ceiling running from all 4 directions, tying together with tongue and groove on it, which poses a challenge for even the best of the carpenters out there. So this one having a double groin here coming in from the foyer, and another double groin vault, between the kitchen and dining room, I think adds a huge design element to this area compared to ones we've done in the past that were just barrel ceilings running through them.
And tell me what a double groin vault ceiling is.
Well, it's a groin vault is what it is. Instead of it just being barreled one way, it's barreled 2 ways at the same time into each other, which you'd see back in, I guess, Roman architecture, where some of those buildings had the temples or something had groin vaults in the ceilings, where you basically have 4 valleys running into one point. So it's going 4 different directions at one time.
Gotcha. Okay. And another first impression I got were the nice floors here. Tell us about these floors.
This is a hand scraped floor. Very unique, very time consuming to produce. A lot of labor goes into making these floors look like they're 200, 300, 400 years old. And it's got I think it's got a little bit of a bleed to it. It's got a stain. I guess you could call it a bleed. And this is oak.
White oak.
Yeah, it's got a little stain on it. But yeah, it's popular. You'll see it down in Kiowa at the Sanctuary, and that's where I think a lot of people originally saw it that like it. It's probably one of the more expensive floors, of course, that you could buy, but the beauty of it is second to none.
Wide planks.
Yeah, nice and wide planks. I think that's part of the character of the floor that makes it that much more beautiful, as they would have done in the old days, is use wider planks.
Okay, and I love this nice wide hallway here. You really have a nice sense of space, a lot of elbow room here, and that's kind of a mistake that a lot of homeowners that don't use an architect, they sometimes are trying to squeeze too much into a small house, and you don't get that sense of space when you walk into one of those houses.
You're absolutely correct. Working with good architects and good designers, with a good builder, of course, really impact the outcome of the project as a whole. The architect here was Herlong and Associates. We've done quite a bit of homes with them over the last 10 plus years, and they've been great to work with. They have a great eye for spaces and details and elements. The designer on this particular project was Sissy Bradham, who worked closely with Kathy Pate, the homeowner, to help out with a lot of the colors, finishes, furnishings, a lot of the things that actually, are what you see when we're finished building the house. Which, at the end of the day, I'd say was a great team by itself.
Sure. All right. Well, take us on a tour, Philip.
Okay. Let's see. As we walk in here, you have the elevator here to the right. To the left. Try to hide it in the wall. It's not too noticeable as you come in. The living room, which is a little bit more, traditional, feeling, but it is separated, with the beams and the coffered ceilings. A lot of light coming through the mahogany doors, which opens up to their porch, which I think is one of probably their favorite places to spend time during certain times of the year when it's nice outside. And then over here,
let me ask you a couple questions about the. So we've got the over here in the living room. We've got this nice coffered ceiling, and this was, and then some beadboard tucked up inside the coffers.
Right, it's tongue groove ceiling with coffered beams with a crown molding bedded into the tongue groove. With a detail where we have a relief in the boards that actually continue around each part of the coffered beam. If you take a look at it, you'll see how that groove continues all the way around. And you'll see that same groove here that we did in these arched beams in the hallway, and in the horizontal beams in the hallway running through. It was part of the theme of the interior detail of the home.
Gotcha. And I've seen a lot of nice neutral colors throughout. And then tell us about the transom windows here above all these. And these aren't windows below. They're individual sets of doors.
That's correct. The transoms really help bring in some more light, make the ceilings look a little taller. They look great with a mahogany element. They give it a lot of contrast with the neutral colors. Some of the doors are fixed. I believe the ones over on the right are operable. The ones over towards the end are operable, and these are operable. I believe the two outside ones on that back wall are not operable. You wouldn't know it unless you went up to them. There's no sense in making every door in a room operable if you've got 6 of them in one room, and that saves money also.
All right, Philip and BJ, we're looking at this beautiful kitchen. Tell us about some of the favorite parts of this kitchen.
I think probably the favorite part of this kitchen would be the island, because it gives you a lot of area to work and also a lot of area to kind of entertain in. It's got all the top of the line appliances, and everything's set up very spacious to allow you plenty of working room. It's a very functional kitchen, along with a very entertaining kitchen.
Tell us about some of the tile here in the room.
You have a basket weave tile over the decor 6-burner cooktop to set that off by itself, and then I believe the marble has a hand cut beveled marble in a brick pattern, subway pattern, I guess a lot of people call it. Very pretty, very authentic. One of the first times we've ever seen that kind of a tile. I really like it a lot.
Yeah, and we've got the coffered ceiling here, and beautiful light fixture that covers that takes care of all the task lighting here on the island, and the refrigerator and freezer are hidden behind these cabinet doors. We got a television tucked up above the refrigerator. That's always nice. Make sure you keep up with your favorite program. And I noticed the wood flooring continues on into this. We're not making any kind of a break with tile or anything like that.
No, it's continuous through the first floor of the house. It flows through all the rooms and gives the house that feeling in every room where they really felt like this was a look that they wanted to establish throughout the house.
Gotcha. All right. Well, we're going to continue our tour down the hallway toward the dining room. Philip, tell us what we're looking at here.
This is the hallway between the kitchen and the dining room. We have a mahogany barreled ceiling with a nice light cove up there, which really ties into the pantry off to the left there with mahogany countertops, mahogany backsplash, and ties into the wine cellar here. All these colors really work well together. But
we have a pantry, and then we have a true butler's pantry. What makes it a true butler's pantry?
Well, that's maybe me more than anything else, but it's all enclosed. It's where you put everything away. Nothing is visible. Where you have one there on the left that has the sink in it, that has the glass doors. It's a little more formal. This one is where you can put everything you want, and really it's put away in a nice fashion. And then as you come up here where we're standing, you have the powder room, which is done with a freestanding vanity, as you would see back in the earlier days. Seems to be a little more popular these days. Drop-in sink, very in keeping with this home and its individual architecture. And then
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Right here, I like this room because it's the wine room, so I don't want to pass it up. But they always add a little challenge because they don't give you a lot of space to do a lot of really, really neat stuff. So it's amazing how many man hours can be spent in a little 5x5 room. But it came out real nice. Each wine cellar you build usually has its own heating system that controls the climate in there, just like any wine cellar would. So no matter what temperature is inside the house, it doesn't affect what's going on in that room by itself. We maintain that at around 55 degrees, which is the recommended temperature to preserve all the fine wines you might be able to store in there.
Gotcha. Okay, and then down that hallway from the kitchen, we end up back here toward the front of the house with the dining room here.
It's a very formal dining room. A little bit segmented away from the kitchen, but at the same time it's open. It's open to the foyer. It has a lot of light. I like the radius wall out front here, looking out over the golf course and the marsh. It really makes you feel like you're in a good sunny place where you can enjoy friends and food and not be getting ready to get up and move to the living room.
Okay. Well, let's continue on our tour then. Okay, Philip, we're just off of the kitchen here and kind of in the owner's portion of the home.
Yes, it is. They actually have a whole wing of the home that is set aside for them with a laundry room behind me. They actually have a TV den room over here where they can enjoy themselves. Kathy has her own office and desk. Everything's set up in here. We won't open it up, but it is beautiful. We wound up with a little window seat out here since we had so much room in the hallway to give someone the opportunity to sit down and look over the pool if the kids were out there. You don't have to stand. You can read a book. And then we did another arched opening coming into the master bedroom, which lets light through it also. As you can tell, the master bedroom has a vaulted ceiling in it, tongue and groove, with another light molding around the tray ceiling in here with more crown underneath that. Adds a very nice architectural element. And over where we have the radius wall overlooking Ralston Creek, not overly big, but it feels very warm and comfortable. Here's the master bath we're walking in right now. Very spacious, vaulted ceiling, opened up, which is a little bit special. It's definitely special. As you can see, the rafters exposed with a light rail around it. a real nice element to make the bathroom feel a little larger than it is. His and her vanity, plenty of room between the two, and cabinets on the left and the right side of them give you a lot of storage for things that normally in most bathrooms don't have a place to go. So as you can tell, they're able to use it. Kathy's vanity has a nice makeup area where she can sit down and relax and do her makeup, where it's more comfortable than trying to stand in front of a mirror. We have 3 transom lights on the southern elevation, letting some more light in over here also, which adds a nice element. And then we have the glass doors between the shower area and the bathroom and the bedroom, which when they're closed really lets a lot of light flow through also. So one of the bigger elements that you notice in this house is light. We're trying to let a lot of light in, so it feels warm. We have a 16 by 16 marble floor with a little 2-inch square cut-in marble pieces to give it a little definition and give it a nice contrast. Real pretty floor, run on a diagonal pattern that flows right from the closet through to the bedroom.
Okay, Philip. Now we're continuing on in the master bathroom. Excuse me.
Yes, large master shower with a seat, with a nice pattern of tile above the marble, which I think really adds, a lot of definition to the wall. Frameless shower door, and the closet being right here next to it makes it very easy to grab what you need and get dressed and be on your way. It's not a mahogany shelving closet. It's actually laminated, which saved quite a bit of money from doing mahogany. Don't think there's any real need to have mahogany in the closet at the price it costs. So I think it shows real well using the artificial mahogany.
And you got a water closet over here on the other side of the shower. All right, beautiful work, Philip. Really is nicely done. Very, very impressive. All right, well, let's continue on our tour. Okay, Philip. Before we go upstairs, we're out here on the back porch, a nice wraparound porch that overlooks the swimming pool and the backyard and the Charleston Creek here. But tell us what we're looking at here.
Well, we have a brick fireplace with a TV above it. We have a vaulted round porch that the back porch feeds into, which creates a large sitting area for pretty much, with weather like this, year-round use. The radius on the porch, all radiuses are challenging for all builders since wood doesn't like to bend. So building something like that gives you a sense of pride and accomplishment when it comes out that nice. We're fortunate enough to have the opportunities to build radius porches and really enjoy the outcome, the finished product when we get to see it. So they really enjoy the porch, the radius railings, the segmented E-Pay deck that's over a waterproof deck, so they can use the lower portion of this porch that opens up to the pool as a shaded area also. Creates more space to use along with the upper porch.
Otherwise, water would if it rained, water would leak through these cracks and then drip onto anything or anyone that might be below the porch here.
That's correct. And not only would it drip through, it just leaves a lot of stains on the ceiling down below. You can't do a finished ceiling if water has to come through it. So doing a waterproof deck with a sleeper system and putting the E-Pay on top gives you the ability to put a nice finished ceiling on the porch below it, which you don't see as often as you probably like to.
Now I noticed that out here that on the soffits that you were able to save the homeowner some money here as well.
Well, yeah, I guess you could say that. Instead of having one of the millwork companies make all the radius material, we did ourselves. All the grooved softened material we did ourselves. We pretty much bent and made almost every aspect of that porch on the job. which I think would have probably saved at least 50% for the material, as if we had tried to get someone else to make it, order it, and install it. So it's hard to tell you exactly how much that is, but it's it's a lot of money that we saved doing it.
All right, Philip, tell us what we're looking at here.
Around the corner here from the radius porch, we have a barbecue grilling area where we built it into the wall. We were able to put a hood in it to help ventilate any smoke from barbecuing off the porch, which is a nice feature to have when you're grilling. Ice machine, refrigerator combination, so if you are out in the porch, you don't have to run in and out for things out of the kitchen, which gives it a element of its own for dining and eating, in the summertime with the kids around. And right behind you, I didn't mention, but the screen doors that we had made to go along with the mahogany doors all match in paneling, and they have copper screening in them to give you longevity with as they would build a long time ago, where they didn't have fiberglass screening. So it's another element that you would see more, that's more traditional.
Gotcha. And notice the TV over the fireplace here. That's and the fireplace is in itself just has kind of a nice casual look to it.
It does. It doesn't steal the show on the porch. The view is the water, the marsh, but it's not overbearing. We were worried about the TV out in the weather. We recessed it into the brick. We built some shutters for it, so when they're not using the TV, they can close the shutters, keep it out of the elements. So hopefully the TV will last years and years to come. It seems to be an issue these days with TVs out on porches. So we've done a lot of different things. I like the application that we came up with on this one.
It's a great idea. Okay, Philip, we're in the a guest bedroom here in the downstairs. Tell us about this room.
It's right off to the foyer, so it's separated from the master bedroom suite, which is very nice, and separated from the upstairs, so the guests, I think, feel probably more comfortable. This particular room is on the front of the house, on the left-hand side of it. It has a radius porch out on the front. It has a radius wall in here where we put the double doors that open up to the porch. One of the elements that I feel that is important in a home is when you're doing a radius element, is to really make it radius. And a lot of applications, when you see a round part of a room, it's segmented. We can't
show us specifically what you mean by that.
Well, the baseboard, the crown molding, the baseboard, the shoe molding, the crown moldings, all the moldings are actually radiused. They're not segmented, where you would have a piece of straight wood that's small enough that you could keep stepping it around until it creates the illusion of a radius. So there is a big difference in that.
Some of the craftspeople that you have working at Phillip W. Smith General Contracting, they did the radiuses the right way, the true way.
Absolutely. This particular piece of crown molding here, we did not build because we did not have a knife to make it. When you make a molding, it takes a blade and a shaper that you run the wood through to give it the actual profiles it has. So we weren't able to duplicate that because we didn't have the tools to do it. But everything else in the room we made out here in the field. It's radiused. I feel like the radiuses in homes are very soft and comfortable and just have that rich feeling to them. Seem to do more and more, especially in rooms that capture views where you can, instead of having 180 degrees or a 90-degree view, you're having more of a panoramic view out of that room. So it really does add a lot to the architecture of a home.
And then we've got this is a true guest suite with its own bathroom here off the.
Nice guest bathroom, and we made the vanity similar to the other freestanding one with its own legs in the front. Another frameless shower. It has a different tile design, as in the floor, not quite as polished or as fancy as what we did in the master bath. Rightfully so, in the master bath. It's got a full frame mirror over the vanities with sconce lights cut into the mirrors, and it has obscure glass and the biparting doors coming in the bathroom to let more light through, but give you the privacy that you'd like to have in the bathroom.
All right, Philip. Even the stairway is very impressive. Tell us about this.
The stairway is a full paneled look where we run rails and stiles with a molding in between all the panels to mimic a very traditional building you might see downtown and during the historical day, which wraps through the whole foyer area with the same parting bead we ran across the beams and in the crown molding up in the ceiling here to tie in with the moldings that we have in the foyer and the hallway and the dining room and kitchen area and the great room. So it's another element of the home that's very, very warm and very southern. Neutral colors, like you were saying earlier in the living room, gives it a nice feel as you walk in with a carpet runner going up, which I like carpet runners. They give you more traction, you're soft, you don't get the noise. I think they add a nice feeling to your stairs also.
Well, let's head on upstairs. Okay, Philip, we're upstairs now. We've got a very impressive, the hallways in this house are all extremely impressive. We've got a nice big hallway here. Tell us about this.
The upstairs is very roomy. You're right, it has a nice wide hallway to let the light in from the view over the creek where they have the Gothic transom raised up as high as we could with the double doors with 2/3 glass, 1/3 panel, very traditional look. The same hand-scraped wood we have downstairs running through the hallway. Very formal, very nice bathroom up here at the end of the hall for everybody to use. A little unusual to see a bathroom that fancy up on a second floor where you just have bedrooms, but since we do have the owner's office up here, I think it warranted putting in a nicer bathroom in here. So they did alder wood in the bathroom as far as the baseboard, the tongue groove ceiling, the crown moldings, even the vanity, which is all built out of altar with a vessel sink with the faucet and spouts coming out of the mirror, which always poses a challenge for the poor plumber not to break the mirror while he's putting them on. But alder finished door on the back side of the powder room, so when the room's closed, all the elements inside the bathroom, this side being painted like the foyer, so it gives you that split finish look, which is nice. Another guest bedroom off to the left here. We won't go in there, but we do have a real pretty bunk room up here on the right and Dick's office up on the left I'd like you to take a look at.
Yeah, let's go check out the bunk room. All right. Well, I wasn't sure what you meant by a bunk room, but it's certainly clear now.
Yeah, this is probably one of the more special rooms for the Pates to have. This is where the grandkids can come over and spend the night or the weekend. As you can see, there's 4 bunk beds in here, all very special, specially crafted. And actually, we had our cabinet man or trim man work together to build them. It does have a little bit of a boyish feeling in here because it was 3 grandsons, and since then they have a granddaughter. So you never know if the pillows or some of the finishes in one of the beds might change over time. But yeah, it is a special room with the drawers underneath the bunk beds and the ladders. The kids feel very at home right here.
It's got a nice nautical feel too. I like the porthole effect, and probably young children probably appreciate having that there just to give them a little extra sense of space too in their own beds.
Absolutely. The ship's ladders, as you can see, very authentic style with the handholds going up as you'd see at an old wood ship. All wood walls in the room, as the theme of the house has been, gives it a nice feeling in here also. They probably have lots of room in here with double vanities, with the basket weave flooring in here. One of my favorites as a builder. I love the basket weave, the full vanity with the open shelf underneath it, standing above the floor. I think has a great feel to it. The flush frame doors and drawers in the cabinet with that countertop, I think, set that off quite a bit also. 4 places for towels in here for the kids, so no one feels left out. They got a bench for changing, as you said, nice nautical theme going on with the sailboats on it, and a very nice roomy shower. So I don't think my grandkids would leave.
Okay, now we're in the owner's office upstairs. A very nice den.
Yeah, it is a beautiful office. We did all the woodwork in here, the cabinets, the tongue groove, the crown moldings, all out of alder wood. Has a beautiful feel to it. Even the desk, as you can see, back here we have right now it's a closet. We actually made that. We roughed it in for a future bathroom. So if anybody ever wants to turn that into a bathroom, this room could turn into a living room also. It's all ready to go. It's got the same nautical theme as you felt in the other room in here. Dick's an avid fisherman, loves traveling around and doing as much fishing as he can. So the office reflects a lot of that, personal, habits of his.
Okay, Philip, thank you so much for taking us on this beautiful tour of this Daniel Island custom home. Tell everyone how they can get in touch with Phillip W. Smith, General Contractor.
Well, we have a website. It's www.phillipsmithcontractor.com. We're in Mount Pleasant, right by Shem Creek. On the right-hand side, as you're heading over Shem Creek from the Cooper River Bridge, our office phone number is 881-9828. Please take a look at our website, and we'll be happy to answer any questions you have about building a new home and help you from the start to the finish, working with the architect, the engineer, the mechanical contractors, the interior designer, which I think is a home run for the homeowners for the outcome of the project. Have a builder involved from the beginning.
And Phillip W. Smith General Contractors doesn't build just on Daniel Island, right?
No, we build through the Tri-County area. We build all in all, Sullivan's Island, Isle of Palms, Mount Pleasant, Daniel Island, throughout the whole area. We pretty much cover the whole Tri-County Charleston area.
Okay, great. Well, we've been talking with Phillip Smith with Phillip W. Smith General Contractors out on Daniel Island at a newly built custom home. Thank you so much, Phillip.
You're very welcome. Thank you very much.